and welcome. We are broadcasting live from the Global Council for Aerospace, Defense and Deep Tech Innovation, a premier global platform dedicated to accelerating innovation, strategic partnerships, and cross border collaboration across aerospace, defense, space, and deep tech industries. Today, we are witnessing a profound transformation in a global strategic landscape, breakthroughs in space technologies, autonomous systems, satellite intelligence, advanced manufacturing, quantum computing, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and defense innovation are defining the future of national security, industrial competitiveness, and global economic growth. Yet, alongside this technological revolution comes a significant challenge. Governments, defense organizations, investors, and enterprises are navigating an increasingly complex ecosystem filled with fragmented technologies, evolving regulations, and rapidly shifting geopolitical priorities. Visionary founders or breakthrough innovators often struggle to access the strategic partnerships, institutional capital, and global market opportunities need to scale those solutions. Promoted by the Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade and supported by the global network of policymakers, defense leaders, researchers, investors, and industry experts. Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade was established to bridge these gaps and create a trusted ecosystem where innovation can move seamlessly from concept to deployment. We are more than a platform, we are a catalyst for collaborating, connecting governments, defense organizations, space agencies, investors, enterprise startups, and research institutions to accelerate commercialization, strengthen sovereign capabilities, and build the technologies that will define the future operating across key strategic regions including India, the Middle East, Europe, North America, Africa, and the Asia Pacific. Committed to forecasting partnerships that drive technological resilience, economic growth, and global competitiveness. Today, as part of Visionary Interview series, we are exploring the ideas and innovations shaping the future of aerospace, defense, and deep tech. Joining us is a leader who embodies exactly what it means to build with vision, purpose, and transformative impact. Please join in welcoming our distinguished speaker, Florian Engel. Florian is a strategic CEO, deep tech innovator, and technology leader with more than 2 decades of experience bridging the gap between complex technologies, artificial intelligence, and scalable business operations. As the leader of he operates at the intersection of technology, business strategy, and human centric design, transforming highly sophisticated innovations into trusted and commercially viable solutions. Throughout his career, Florian has specialized in developing resilient electrical and energy architectures that support next generation aerospace, defense, and industrial systems. His expertise spans deep tech, advanced energy systems, AI driven infrastructure, modular systems, architectures, and sovereign technology deployment, helping organizations translate breakthrough innovations into scalable real world applications. Through next level, Florian is focused on building the foundational architecture required for future aerospace and defense capabilities, enabling safer, more resilient, and highly efficient energy systems for dual use applications ranging from AI data centers to mission critical defense installations. A strong advocate of interoperability and open standards, Florian actively collaborates with the industry partners to advance modular open system approach, compliance, streamline international market adoption, and accelerate the commercialization of sovereign technologies across the global markets. Florian, thank you for joining us today and for contributing to the future of aerospace, defense, and deep tech innovation. It's an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you for being interested in what I have to say. And that was a great introduction. Exactly what the council is doing, what you just proposed and explained, I think these are exactly the things that we all have to work on now, all in the whole world, so to say, and see where this leads to. So our area is electricity, and we fit so good to what this council has to offer, because what we are proposing is an open standard for electricity, for energy, as the internet, TCP is an open standard for everyone for the internet, for data. So we want to reach the same for energy with basically the same effects that the internet had on the world. So it will just propel this entire ecosystem and economy to be much more efficient and give a lot of more chances to all participants.
Thank you. Thank you for valuable speech. So moving to the interview thing. So shall we begin now?
Yes.
Yeah. Moving to my first question. You have spent more than 25 years bridging between deep technologies, artificial intelligence, and scalable business operations. How do you see emerging technologies such as advanced sensors, intelligent electrical systems, and AI-driven infrastructure transforming aerospace, defense, and industrial ecosystem over the next decade?
I mean, what is happening right now is probably so mind-blowing for pretty much anyone in any kind of area, but especially in this area, it's just the most impactful. And to say something, what can happen in the next 10 years, um, is really nothing that that we can know for sure because it's so open that new things can happen. But I think it is quite predictable that the topics that you just mentioned in your question will take over in the weight of importance that they have. And we hope that we can play a part in that area, that there will be more ecosystems, more open ecosystems, because this is needed to connect everything more with each other. And one point that could be maybe also interesting for the council that no one knows how to tackle, and that might become very important, are the moral implications. So what will happen if all these sensors, robots start to work together and maybe start telling us what to do and we can't stop it? Is it going to be a good thing? So this is probably this will be decided probably in the next 10 years, and this will be probably the most crucial thing to happen. And we should always think about how we can work towards that it would come to a good end.
Yes,
Mm.
absolutely right. So the next decade, it was going to be robotics and sensors. Fully, it will be covered with. So thank you for sharing those valuable insights. It's fascinating to see how the convergence of deep technologies and intelligent systems in reshaping the future of an aerospace, defense, and deep tech. So moving to my next question. Your work focuses on developing resilient electric and energy architectures for next generation systems. What are the biggest technical and commercial challenges organizations face when scaling deep tech innovations from research to large scale development? And how can they successfully overcome these barriers?
Well, it certainly depends a lot on the exact invention. So in our situation, we have seen that, for example, what's happening in data centers right now, that even the biggest players have decided to come all together and to work on this together, because not because they want to, because they're competitors and they don't want to work together, because they have seen that there is no other possibility. So there are many examples in that in history, maybe two small examples when that happened before. It was when the big harvesters came out in agriculture. The devices have been very powerful. You save maybe 1,000 workers. You can do in one day what 1,000 workers had to do over the whole summer. So the farmers decided to come together. They put all the money together and they buy a harvester for all of them together to use that. And so this is the crowd thought. And another time when this happened, when science, politics, IP, and big tech companies worked together, was for the 5G and also for before for the GSM standard, when they decided, for the sake of all of their success, to come to conclusion to do something together. So this is what we see could be crucial for the success also for a lot of smaller companies. If you see, for example, what DeepMind is doing with their proteins, also a lot of small scientists now, they can profit from their research and from their work, and that would be a good thing to keep on going. And the Global Council can be a good player in that, exactly helping with such things that what you're actually doing already. Mm?
Yes. So that's a very interesting perspective. So it highlights that the successful commercialization requires not only technological excellence but also strong execution. Thank you so much. So moving to my next question. Through next level or N-level value, you advocate for open standards and modular open system approach, compliance. What role do interoperability, standardization, and collaboration between governments, industry, academia, and startups play in accelerating the adoption of next generation aerospace, defense, and deep technologies?
Yes, so the MOSA is something that was done by the US military, and they already proved how important that is. So in the old world, they had a lot of parts, and it could be that you would have a huge airplane, and there was just one small part manufactured only by one company, let's say some kind of electrical PCB, and only this company had these things. They needed to be in warehouses. They could have been produced only by this company. And obviously, they produced hundreds of bottlenecks, also financial bottlenecks, because of that. So, this is why these MOSA principles of interoperable, being interoperable, and also being modular is, I think, obviously really a no-brainer that this is something that has to happen if we want to be as independent as possible in general for all areas, but especially, I mean, for mission critical areas like space, it is even 10 times more important, because imagine uh, you would have to go to repair a space device, let's say even ISS, where people are living, and you could not repair it because you would be dependent on something. So you really need this kind of open plans and interoperability. And
Thank you.
how this can be done is only by standardizations and following the MOSA approaches.
Yeah.
And at the same time, to make sure that you can earn, you have to be, let's say, come up with the ways how to enable that too. But that's solvable.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for those practical insights. For the collaboration and interoperability will undoubtedly play a critical role in the shaping of the future of sovereign and globally connected technologies ecosystem. Thank you for sharing. And moving to my next question. Looking ahead over the next decade, how do you see advancements in artificial intelligence, energy systems, sensors, and autonomous platforms and digital infrastructure transforming global aerospace, defense, deep tech, and industrial capabilities?
Yes, this will certainly be the biggest change that mankind, as we know it, and as we wrote it down in history, has ever seen. There's no doubt about that. And how this will actually work, I think probably is going to be even more mind-blowing that it is already in my head.
Mm.
But let's say to imagine that you have like this general intelligence that can be distributed to all, I call it members, which could be billions and trillions of robotical or otherwise participants of this kind of network. And it will bring so many new inventions and possibilities that are just unseen. But focused on our area, our dream would be no more different chargers, no more needs of any kind of special charging device, no more need of any kind of special characterization or special hardware, because you can just plug in everything together and it works seamlessly. And this could be with all electrical devices, even with ships that are also, in a way, a ship is also an electrical device. So we even believe that even the communication just between chips could just be seamless without any loss of electricity, any loss of time, any loss of data. So, and this will make everything much more convenient, much more possible in a better way, but also certainly it could become dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for sharing those excellent points. Moving to my next question. Your work spans applications from mission critical defense installation to AI data centers and industrial infrastructure. Where do you see the greatest opportunities for dual use technologies to create commercial value while also addressing strategic and national security requirements?
Ah, even the question is, if you take the security field, uh, it is already dual use per definition nowadays. If you're fighting hackers, if you're fighting terrorists, or fighting anything that comes along, there's already no more difference between military use and just the protection of a private property or a private person. Because
Mhm.
this kind of aggressors, these kind of dangers, let it be scammers from somewhere, let it be hackers, or just let it be, let's say, some crazy person playing with a drone, putting bombs on a drone, all these cases of security, they're already all included in our personal private life. There is already no more difference, real difference between military and private security. So that's, let's say, in this kind there is no more dual use in the old sense. And then if you just take the classical dual use, when you would say there's something that we can use in military, but we can also use it in private lives, despite the factor of security, then certainly, like always, we can use all the good things that the military can bring us, modularity, like let's say in all situations that have to do with nutrition, like secure food, secure logistics, make logistics available, cheap, um, supply clean water, supply communication in a secure way, and just make things possible. And even if you go in the area of, let's say, leisure or things, uh, this is exactly the area where we are in, where we say, once we have a modular system where you can use EVs to charge, where you can use EVs to supply electricity, where you can repair things very cheaply, that's certainly something that also in private life, even just for living or for doing holidays or for whatever thing you do, to be able to have cheaper electronic devices and to have electricity more easily available is certainly a big plus, and would also enable us to buy more things that help us in our daily lives.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for those excellent points. Through the ability to develop technologies that serve both commercial and strategic needs, it's became like one dual usage technologies. Thank you so much for those insights. Moving to my next question. With AI and high performance computing driving unprecedented demand for electricity. How should organizations rethink energy architecture for AI data centers and other power incentive digital infrastructure? What lessons from aerospace, defense, and deep tech industries can be applied to improve resilience, efficiency, and like continuity of operations?
Yes, that's exactly what we do and what we propose, so that we change our entire thinking in terms of electricity, and that we see electricity basically like the internet, that everything can work seamlessly, everything will be resilient and modular. And our technology as a standard, as an open standard, can offer this as a base, and everyone, every nation, company, individual could just use such modulars that use that standard to secure interoperability just seamlessly. And this saves energy, it saves money, it saves time, and it brings much more security. So that is also crucial to run systems securely. Like if you see now in Ukraine and Russia, the way they fight also about electricity, this would not be able to happen with a system like that.
Yes. Thank you. That is very important perspective where practically as energy available and resilience have become strategic considerations of the AI economy. So moving to my next question. As governments and industries increasingly focus on technological sovereignty and reducing dependence on vulnerable like global supply chains, what capabilities should countries and organizations prioritize to build resilient technology ecosystems from energy systems and components to engineering expertise and critical infrastructure?
So for the electrical part, I think I just presented the solution. Also, everything that has to do with heating and so on, you just have to use like mainly solar or other possibilities that there are, but it just has to be modular. So never think centralistic, think in modular distributed systems. Like for example, we have it also in data and the internet, that things are distributed and can work, so to say, by itself without relying on some big central point that can be a problem. Then for the supply chain, let's say for raw materials, that's a really big topic that I also just know a little bit about. I mean, w- we might ask which raw materials do we really need? What do we really need? At the end, what we really need is, I think, food and maybe wood. So I'm also, even if there's a lot of technology that we need the raw materials for, it's it's okay to have partners that deliver maybe the electronical part just for the food and let's say for the wood. So this green wall, that we say, which basically just means planting trees, planting plants. This is something what we need foremost in the world, for the climate, but not also for the climate, also to stay independent. Because as long as you have enough plants, you always have a fallback. Like you always can survive, can have clean water, can breathe, and this is really the number one. Then when it comes to the other classical raw materials, I think also in that technology might be bigger help that maybe in 20 years or so, there will not it will not be a big bottleneck anymore, because we will harvest from the sea, we will harvest from the moon, from asteroids or something like that. That maybe the raw materials will not be such a big deal anymore, and also the way to harvest could become much more easy, so that you don't need anymore to risk the lives of people to mine, that you just have gigantic machines that mine in us. And then certainly the recycling aspect, once we have a point that we produced a lot of raw materials. You can even start an ecosystem to like recycle, like maybe it could be like a 90% recycling situation, so that even if a bottleneck will happen and let's say a country will hear from today on all resources are stopped for you, they could even survive because 90% would be recycling anyways.
Yeah. Thank you for those excellent and valuable insights. So, moving to my next question. Having spent more than 2 decades working with complex technologies and business transformations, what do you believe distinguish deep tech companies that successfully move from technical breakthrough to global market leadership? What should founders and technology leaders prioritize when building organizations around highly complex and mission critical innovations?
Well, first of all, we probably should forget everything that we learned before because the rules are written new. But at the same time, the old rules they apply to everything the same, no matter if it's technology or if you're doing something in private life, like to be pragmatic, to think good, to know how to communicate, to know how to behave. These things will stay the same. So since technology is very individual, um, probably as a founder, as an inventor, you always have to see like, okay, what about the team? Nowadays, there are a lot of cases where a two-man team is enough. Other cases, they will also, with AI, rely on bigger teams. Um, you should just see where can you fit. So this search to find a fit in a system, to say where do I fit, that would be much more important than before, where you maybe could found something and later you can become your own manufacturer of someone. I think nowadays it's much more to fit somewhere and to fill the niche, to go ahead with technology and just make yourself known. I think these things, thanks to technology, they have become so clear and easy that you basically can focus really just on the technical aspects. And then you have something like your council that helps you to get known, because to get to known is the only thing that you need once you have something in your hands. And the way how you get something in your hands, it can be different ways. And it doesn't have to be from university only.
Yes. Thank you, Florian. Your insights have given us a strong perspective on technology and infrastructure and business leadership. So, moving to one final question. The Global Council for Aerospace, Defense and Deep Tech Innovation aims to build a trusted ecosystem connecting like innovators, governments, investors, researchers, and technology leaders worldwide. Based on your experience, what role can initiatives like Global Council for Aerospace, Defense and Deep Tech Innovation plays in accelerating deep tech commercialization, strengthening sovereign capabilities, and enabling companies like Next Level to scale globally?
Yes, this is exactly the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because this is exact for us. Your beliefs and our beliefs are just a 100% fit. So to give us as an example, but this certainly applies to any company and any individual, uh, we are really looking for organization like yours that have this sort of let's say holistic thinking, thinking globally and connecting to communicate. So we are actively looking exactly for that, and we need exactly that. So probably there are many more startups out there that have an amazing technology and that are looking for possibilities how to make it happen, to bring their technology to life and into the world. And exactly organizations like yours is exactly what is needed there to be a trusted meeting point and to even maybe something like a verifier. So, for example, here we have a lot of important institutes, but these institutes, you cannot pay them, they are hard to access. It also has to do with politics. So, I see your organization also as maybe something more neutral and that just gives more possibilities. and this whole coordination that is needed to take care of standards, that could be something. There we have the International Standard Organization, but also this International Standard Organization is something that is heavily influenced by politics, by powers of big companies, and there you also could be, let's say, a player or a partner, and just to help building these possibilities, help us with roadmaps, and just bring people and companies together. And certainly, dream would be to give access to capital in the markets, like always. So that would be for us. It's just 100% fit, and we hope that not only us but also others can can have something from that. And certainly, I think we also have a lot to offer, so that your ecosystem, we could also, help your ecosystem, because a lot of companies, they could use our standard, and so everything becomes to something holistic, with a lot of win-win effects for many.
Yeah. Thank you, Florian. I think that gives our audience a lot to reflect on. What an insightful and inspiring conversation with you, Florian. Thank you for sharing your expertise and vision with the Global Council of Aerospace, Defense, and Deep Tech community. Your journey in bridging the deep tech technologies and the advanced energy systems and scalable business operations demonstrate that the future of aerospace, defense, and deep tech innovation will be driven by the resilient infrastructure. So, thank you so much. So, to join everyone joining from around the world, thank you for being part of today's session. The future of aerospace, defense, and deep tech innovation will be driven not only by technological breakthroughs, but also by trusted partnership, responsible innovation, resilient infrastructure, and global collaboration. If you are an innovator, founder, researcher, investor, entrepreneur, leader, or policymaker looking to contribute to the future of aerospace, defense, and deep tech, we invite you to become a part of the Global Council for Aerospace, Defense, and Deep Tech Industries. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep innovative, keep collaborating, and together let's build a stronger, more secure, and technological advanced future. Thank you, Florian, for joining us today.